gang? Gang, what is going on? What's up? All right, let's get this set. Let me know if everything looks good. Got my other laptop here to make sure things look good. We're on like a 7-second delay just due to the Wi-Fi being a little off and these laptops not being the most powerful devices. So work with me on the 7-second delay. But yeah, how is everybody doing? We got an hour till this 3-game lock. Figured I'd jump on. Yeah, what's up, everybody? Let me know if everything looks good. That's the biggest concern right now. Does everything look good? Does everything sound good? Streaming on YouTube, something I haven't done in a little while. We've been over on Twitch. If it all looks and sounds good, we're going to be good to go. So let me know. All right. We got some questions early. Yes, we're going to cover some things. I mean, we got an hour. I'll go through each of the games over on Draftkings. I mean, we'll follow it on different sites. But yeah. So what do we see here? What's going on, Gail? What's going on, Lock Records? What's going on, Monty? Houston, what's going on? You said you're playing over on Draftkings. Do you swap Ross for Dotson? I probably wouldn't. Chris Brack, what's going on? Drew Hall with the money sign. What's going on there? Joker. Or he says hard truth, Joker. We might have some people coming in here. Hold on. I don't know if I have this room reserved, so this would suck. 1 second. All right, cool, we're good. Yeah, so what's going on, everybody? We're good now. I just had to sort out me getting in the room. Let me see all these comments. We got a lot of comments coming in. Hard Truth says Joker and Siakam locked and loaded. Yeah, locked and loaded. There's a show. We'll get into all that. Has the biggest dong in the room. Oh, okay. What's going on? You guys like Lowry? Yeah, I love Lowry, but we'll get into it. Lowry with the usage monster. Bellinelli or Forbes. So we got a lot of questions. I'll answer these questions as we go. And I'll just start by answering them, right? We'll stay on this page. So Bellinelli or Forbes, I like Bellinelli more there. Goody's cheaper. I don't know. I like Patty. Let me just see through these. Anybody afraid if DeRozan or Aldridge may rest? Yeah, I mean, with Pop, that's always a concern. Not afraid as of right now. You got to go off of the news you have. But I'm really not on either of them. Loud and clear. Perfect. Siakam is a good play. Yeah, I think he is. But I'm having trouble getting there, but I think he is. What's going on, Anthony? The sound is good on my end. Perfect. Hey, how do I get into the Discord? My one question. Hey, John, you want to get into the Discord? Down below, there should be a description, and there'll be a link to the Discord, John. So make sure to get in there for sure. Looks great on the 65-inch TV, Drew. Wow. I'm on the big screen. Hey, what's going on? So how y'all doing today? What's going on, Chris? Yeah, Darnell, what's going on? Sal My Duty says, Anthony. Anthony thinks Lowry has a terrible matchup today. I would strongly disagree with that. I don't think he has a terrible matchup today. And especially when you just get a bump now, he's priced down for what he should be. If we had news on Kawhi being out earlier, yeah, no, I don't think so. I don't think Orlando's defense at that position is way too good. They're better on the bigs. But the Bulls just put up 110 on them. 1 hour left. All right. So what's going on, guys? We got about 50 minutes. You can see, I don't know if you guys actually can see it. We got about 80 people in here. Before we get started, I'll just say there's a thing called Super Chat. YouTube just sent me a thing about it. So pretty much you can see there's a little $ below the chat. If at any point you feel the need to donate to the stream, helps me get better equipment to do these streams a little bit more as a one-man show, trying to set up all the production behind the scenes, whether it's just thumbnails and all other stuff. It can be a little tough, especially if it is a 11-game slate or whatever it might be. So that's why I'm usually here on these 3-game slates. Going to be trying to do more. But if you do feel a need to donate at any point, you do that. You get your shout out, of course, and greatly appreciate it. So little money sign below the chat. So we got almost 100 people in here. So yeah, let's get it going. So what's going on, Sal? I like White today. Your thoughts? White, I personally am not on. But again, look, we have a 3-game slate, guys. So the main thing here is like small game strategy. There's going to be a ton of chalk. We know Jokic's chalk, or Jokic, or Jocic, whatever people want to keep telling me is the way to pronounce it. I'm going to say it wrong, but that's fine. Some sort of news. as the day goes on. But as of right now, it's just Kawhi being out, and I imagine DeAndre Jordan will be out. So what does this slate look like in terms of all of that for some people just getting in here? What's going on, Jonathan? How y'all doing? Gallinari, I think Gallo's a fine play. I'm not on it, though. So DeAndre Jordan doubtful today. We know earlier in the day we talked about Mitchell Robinson. I still think he's fine, but I have to wait for this Knicks starting lineup. And it's a little bit scary that we don't get this Knicks news until a little bit later on. That does scare me, especially later in the day, because we don't know what can happen with this Knicks lineup. Will Vonleh somehow get a spot start at the 5? It's not out of question. Cornette can get there. But you would imagine it's going to be Mitchell Robinson, Vonleh at the 4. If you get Vonleh's minutes up to around 26, around where the projections are right now for me, I do like that. If you're somebody in here right now and you're wondering about the projections, there's a link down below to Patreon. You could hop in there and you can get the projections, and you get them in the Discord. So just a link stream. This is where you get it. So people have been asking me, reaching out for them or how to get to them, and that's how you do it. You just go down to Patreon. That's how you get the projections in the Discord. Either way, though, the Discord's free, so hop in there, link down below. So I'm going to just start taking people's questions because at least for this slate, 3-game slate, it's going to be highly chalky, right? I mean, once you get Kawhi news out, guys like Lowry, Siakam, Ibaka, they're all going to become instant chalk. We already know that Mitchell Robinson's going to be getting his ownership. Jokic is already chalky as it gets. So we can talk about a lot of these things. But the way that I want to handle this is more of a Q&A. I know that you guys are watching this because you have questions or you want them answered. So I'm going to take it more of a Q&A, and then maybe closer to 20 minutes before lock, take a round look at how everything's looking, look at my lineups throughout as well, because I'm not definitely set on them. So I'll just slide back a little bit and talk about a lot of this. Cornette for 25 points. I think Cornette gets around 24 minutes. Do I think he's a point per minute guy? No. But right around there. So yeah, I don't think that's out of the question. Orlando is solid, but it's going to be competitive. He still gets massive usage. Yeah, Lowry today, the matchup is not terrible for Lowry in terms of where he's at in his position. The matchup is worse for guys like Ibaka, guys like Siakam, but those are good players, and especially if Ibaka is going to be priced lower than what he should be now that Leonard is out, I think it's fine. So I'm not too worried about that matchup against Orlando at all for Lowry. He is my favorite point guard on the entire slate with this news. I respect Orlando decent. So what about Gallo? Yeah, Gallo I touched on. I do like Gallo. Gallo is 6,700. I like other things in that range, maybe more secure things, but Gallo being at the 4, or what I would imagine is the 4, is obviously great. More rebounding upside. I've done videos on how I like the center and power forward spots to target as many of them in my lineup, specifically centers and point guards. I think that worries me, and it's going to go a little bit unnoticed. This Orlando lineup, we got Isaac at the 4 today and Gordon at the 3, which we've seen before, but we've mainly been seeing Gordon at the 4. And obviously, closer to the basket, it's better for Gordon, more rebound upside. If he's going to be pushed out to the 3, and I don't know if this is just a starting rotation thing, so he'll only be there for 6 of his 30 minutes or whatever it might be. If he's going to be there, I'm a little bit worried that he's a little bit further from the basket, not as much rebounding upside. That bumps Isaac for me a little bit. But again, I don't want to read too much into the starting news, but it's something to mention on a 3-game slate, as much information as you can get out there. That's sort of big, I would say, Gordon moving from the 4 to the 3. At least to start the game, at least for maybe a quarter of his minutes are going to be like that. So keep that in mind for sure. Yeah. So Harrell or Millsap. Harrell or Millsap, if you have the money to get up to Harrell, I would go Harrell there. Millsap has a great matchup. But in terms of trying to rely on Millsap's minutes, I would imagine he sees around 27, 28 minutes today. With Lyles out, you could secure those a little bit more. I think Harrell just has the higher ceiling overall there. Especially, I mean, you don't have a guy like Jokic. We got 122 people in here. What's going on, guys? That's awesome. I think that's the most we've ever had on a YouTube live stream. I'm going to try and handle your questions as best as I can as a one-man show. A couple of things, yeah, the projections, the Discord, all in the links below. There's a thing called Super Chat in the chat settings. There's a little $sign below where you could type if you feel the need to donate to the stream. That'd be awesome. It'll help me just stream more often. Potentially just automate some of these like thumbnails and things in the background, the production that I have to do on my own right now. Based on points per minute, actually, Mitchell Robinson is a solid whether he starts or not. Yeah, I think that's a good point. He's $4,600. If Robinson comes off the bench, he's still in play. I mean, he's a 3-game slate. He's in play whether he starts or not. Obviously, it's better if he gets those starting center secured minutes. If Vonleh draws a start at the 5, I love that. I mean, as much Vonleh minutes at the 5 as we can get. I'll love it, 3,900. Cornette. Yeah, I mean, Cornette went out there last time and he threw up a complete dud. That's going to get a lot of people off of him. But again, it's a 3-game slate. I don't expect that every time he's out there. But I also don't want to play him over guys like Vonleh and Mitchell Robinson on his team today. You like Fournier? Yeah, Casey, Sean Casey. I do like, what's going on, man? I do like Fournier today. I like him. a good amount. I'm getting to different spots in my lineups just because that range around the 5,000 range, really in general, I'm really not getting to just because I can get up or down where I like better spots. But Fournier, a fine play. Is he? What was that starting line? I want to look at this. Yeah, so Fournier's at the 2, which was what we would expect. Isaac's usually at the 3, and then Gordon at the 4 majority of the time. So yeah, I like Fournier today. Fournier, so he gets his peripherals, and yeah, he's priced at 5,800, and since the beginning of the new year, he's averaging around 30 DraftKings points per game, which on a 3-game slate, you take anybody getting to their 5x value, especially if that's been their average. Isaiah Thomas, 3,800. I wouldn't touch it. Yeah, he's a great, 1.3 point per minute type guy, but that's one, a small sample, and 2, he's not starting. He's going to get you 15 minutes. You don't want to be playing around with that. Even in GPPs, I don't think you have to. Just started following you. What sites do you have the most success on? How many lineups do you play? Jeremy says. I mainly play on DraftKings. If I had more time, like if I wasn't making videos and stuff or creating content, I'd also be playing on FanDuel. But just in terms of trying to cover one site and the main site, I cover mainly DraftKings, and that's where I play. I'll play on Yahoo whenever they do a lot of rake-free things. I also play on a site called Drafters as of late. You guys should check it out. There's a link down below in the description. It's a pretty cool site. It's non-salary cap. And how many lineups do I enter? Depending on how I feel, I'll make 10. I don't enter 150. I don't have those funds. If you are somebody who's just started following me, people know that I'm pretty transparent on. I'm not playing 5 figures a night. I'm rarely playing anywhere near 4 figures in terms of money a night. The most I got down recently was 2 nights ago on Friday when the scores were ridiculous. I ended up going from like 300 in play to about 600 in play because I just felt great about the slate. Is it a disadvantage to attack Toronto roll with Jokic and Millsap? Attack, what do you mean now? So you're trying to say, is it a disadvantage to play the role players in Toronto over Jokic and Millsap? Yeah, so I see what you're saying. You want to get off of Jokic and go down to some of these other guys because you want to get Ibaka, Siakam, and even Lowry in the lineup. Is it a disadvantage in cash? I'd say yeah. Actually, I got to think about that. I don't know what the rest of your lineup looks like. I tried to build a lineup like that, and I didn't feel comfortable. Look at it. It's simple. The last 30 days in terms of DraftKings points allowed, we've seen the most points given up has been by, per game, has been to, let's see it right here, target offense. 64.18 to centers. Now that's all the centers added up and averaged over the amount of centers. So that's how much the Clippers are giving up to the center position. Now you have Jokic, maybe a top 2, 3 center in the league. Definitely has a triple-double upside more than any other center in the league. Coming in here in the highest total game, in the highest team total on the slate. Yeah, it's just, for me, I'm not getting off of him in cash without a doubt. In tournaments, I see the upside in getting off of him in terms of if he's going to come in 80 to 80+% owned or whatever it is. Yeah, you don't want to be, or I personally understand that I'm going to probably have that or more, probably more. I'll probably be 100% on Jokic, to be honest with you. But if you want to go down to, look, the difference between Jokic and Vooch is $500. If it was $1,000 and I can get up other places, then yeah, it makes sense. But me going down to Vooch is just me saying I think Vooch is going to score more than Jokic today. And that's not the case by far. My projections have him at I think 15 points higher than Vooch today, 13 points, somewhere in that range. If you want those projections, you can go on Patreon down below. So yeah. Outside of New York players, who's best value? Best value outside of New York players, we got to see what happens with this Toronto team. I like Danny Green to an extent. I do like Evan Fournier, but if you're talking very cheap value, we got to see who starts for Toronto. If it's Powell, he becomes an interesting play. I think Jeremy Lin can get a sneaky spot start here. I don't think it would happen taking over the Fred VanVleet role, but that would be interesting for sure. Plumlee has value, maybe. Off the bench, I don't really like going too much. What's going on? We got 150 people almost in here. That's awesome, guys. Let me know if everything's still looking good. I'm trying to get to all these questions. Siakam and Vooch or Gordon and Joker? I like Gordon and Joker there in every single format. It really sucks that this SA game is late. LA versus Knicks without DeAndre for me. Siakam gets bigger bump. Yeah, Siakam's, everybody on that team gets a bigger bump, but in terms of Siakam's price on DK at least, $7,100, $700 cheaper. You get a guy who's going to start as of right now, at least we're assuming. You're going to get a guy who's going to start at the 5 in Ibaka. I like that all day. Now, people are going to get fixated on Siakam dropping 60 bombs, and it makes a lot of sense, too. The last couple of times that Leonard was out, and he's going to have a good game. He should have a good game today. But, it's a price thing for me. If he goes for a 60 bomb, then I'm just done for not playing him, right? But in hindsight, the way I'm building my lineup, if I go Siakam, I lose out in opportunity cost in another spot. And as of right now, I have Ibaka projected for more than Siakam, believe it or not, at $700 cheaper. So that's just what I'm looking at personally. So I don't think he gets the biggest bump at all. I think the biggest bump goes to Lowry, and then it goes to Ibaka. Mowing the lawn, what's going on? Hey, where are you mowing the lawn? Where's it warm? Do you do MLB? Anthony, I'm a Yankees fan too, actually. Do I do MLB? I'm going to get into MLB. I have 2 books here that I'm reading or beginning to read on MLB DFS to learn a little bit more in the metric side, and then we'll see. I mean, I'm going to follow NBA all the way until June, the playoffs. I'm going to obviously then follow once preseason starts, I think in August for the NFL. MLB, we might take over in that 1 month of July and see what we can do. I'll definitely be playing. I just don't know too much about coverage. Playing Lowry, Siakam, Ibaka, and Powell, too much Raptors. I don't think so. Not on a 3-game slate. If you're going to stack 4 players from one team, especially now that they're all somewhat underpriced since he was out, I think that's fine. Jeremy Lin, question mark. Jeremy Lin is interesting, and if he gets the start, he's probably going to find his way into my main lineup. Siakam and Vooch or Aldridge and DeRozan. I like Siakam and Vooch there. Jeremy Lin should get work. Yeah, I think he should get work. He should see a little bit of a bump. I'm very interested to see if he gets in the starting lineup. Lou Williams or Siakam, GPP utility. I mean, I don't know what the rest of your lineup looks like. And that's a great question because GPP utility spots, in any utility spot, I'm trying to go for the power forwards, point guards, or centers, right? But literally Lou Will is the one exception to that for me. I played Lou Will 3 weeks ago, a month ago, actually now, in my utility spot, the night he went for like 66 points, triple-double, finished 6th in the big GPP tournament. That was incredible. But overall, I wouldn't rely on that just because, one, Lou Will is the boomer bust guy, right? I'd probably go Siakam, honestly, but yeah, you can go either way there. They're priced very similarly, but now I think Lou Will has more, Siakam's going to have more upside, but way more ownership. So thinking about it more, I'd go Lou Will there just because it's a GPP. But if you could enter 2 lineups, why not try both? Siakam over Lou. Yeah, Siakam over Lou in cash makes a ton of sense, but I think I'm going to say Lou in GPPs just based on the fact that I think Siakam's ownership is going to be approaching 50+%. Fournier or Murray? I like Murray there. Millsap, Siakam, or Gordon? Which 2? Siakam and Gordon for me for sure. Is it freezing just for me? Is it freezing for anybody else, Jannar? Let me know. What do you think about Rudy Gay? Rudy Gay is a good price, 5,700. I think now with some of this news, getting up to Ibaka makes a lot more sense, but I think Rudy Gay is still in play fine at 5,700. We talked about him earlier. Let's see if we can get all through Ibaka and Lowry or Lou and Siakam. Now that's a good question. Ibaka, Lowry, or Lou or Siakam. I'm gonna go Ibaka and Lowry. I need to know the format there, but in cash, I'm gonna go Ibaka and Lowry. In GPPs, I might go Lou and Siakam there just because you're gonna see a lot less ownership on Lou. But I'm probably going Ibaka and Lowry. I hate small slate. Yeah, small slates suck. It's that simple. I'm saying attack with Vooch and Gordon. Attack with Vooch and Gordon. Yeah, I think that's the way. Gordon at the 3, though, is a little concerning to me. I might have to look over my lineup before it locks. What's up? What's going on? Who's your daddy? Yeah, who's your daddy? You're in the premium group right now, but I don't think you came over from Twitch. So let me know in the chat who's your daddy. Did you come over from Patreon? Because then I have to just like integrate you or something. Is there any revenge factor with Ross and the Raptors? I wouldn't weigh it, especially if he's not starting. I wouldn't weigh it too much. Yeah, he's going to try and shoot there, but he's been on multiple teams, right? So I wouldn't weigh it. Is Jeff Green with playing? Jeff Green is not playing today. The Washington Wizards are not playing today. If Vonleh starts, would you take him out over Millsap in order to get some value to fit Lowry, Jokic? Yeah. Well, wait, hold on. If Vonleh starts at the 5, I would definitely do that move. If he starts at the 4, I don't think there's that much upside to take him out over Millsap. But honestly, I'd probably go Vonleh just to get up to that value if you're not in a great spot elsewhere in your lineup. Zachary says, Drafter says Gary Harris projected 0. Is he playing? Yeah, he should be playing. That just must be some glitch in their system or something, but he should be playing. Forbes or Mills for SA value? They're both buns. Honestly, I wouldn't touch a single one of them. But if you're talking about GPPs, Mills, way more upside, but they're both buns. Vonleh or Powell? I got to see what this Raptors starting lineup is. I don't think it's come out yet. But I think I like Vonleh because he should get the start at the 4. I got to find both of those starting lineups, but neither of them are out yet. So I'd probably go Vonleh there. Mills or Augustine? Again, both are buns. If we're talking just guaranteed minutes there, I'm probably going to go with Mills again or just upside for GPP. If you're going to fade a big name today, who would it be? Fade a big name? On a 3-game slate, I'm not completely fading. If you're talking about going underweight on a person, and again, I'm not entering a ton of lineups today in terms of GPPs. I think I have 3 in the big GPP, and then I'm like 150 down in cash lineups. Or not down, like losing, but like I have that much money in right now. So if I'm going to fade a big name today, I mean, if you're entering one lineup, fade Jokic. It's probably not smart, it's probably not optimal, but if something goes wrong, or if Vooch just outscores him, or if Ibaka and Siakam outscore him, or one of them does, or not even that, they don't even have to outscore him. If he just goes for 45 to 50 points, which I don't see happening today, but if that does happen for whatever reason, then yeah, make sure if you're entering 1 to 3 lineups, that'd be a guy I'd get off of because he's going to be 80+% owned, and the leverage is insane there. Going to a guy and getting leverage on a guy like Millsap. If Jokic doesn't do amazing, it's probably Millsap going to be getting some double-doubles and more rebounds and whatever it might be. So that's the name I would fade if you're entering just a handful of lineups. If you're entering a 150, which I don't think a lot of you are unless you're playing really low stakes, a big name to completely fade, probably not completely fading, but I'd fade a little bit more, probably of the LaMarcus Aldridge, DeMarcus Rosen in that game type scenario. Not freezing anymore. All good. Perfect. It froze once. Okay, good. Patty Mills, question mark. Yeah, I don't think Patty Mills is ever worth putting your money behind Patty Mills. And if Patty Mills goes for 33 points today or something, then whatever. But if you make that decision every single time on factoring Patty Mills into your equation, you're going to lose more times than not. A 3-game slate, obviously everybody's in the mix, more so in GPPs for Patty Mills, but I don't want to put my money behind that. Game stacks. I mean, all these games today are, I mean, this is the one you want to game stack, right? If you're going to game stack, highest total, but all of them are game stackable. They all have decent totals. They all have the similar lines in terms of if you're trying to predict if the game stays close, which is probably not the greatest idea to do. But game stacks, I think the Clippers in Denver have a lot of great players to get in there. There's a lot of value in it. You could pick from New York, and then you could factor in some of these guys now from Toronto. I think overall, though, you're going to have more natural builds in the Toronto game thanks to this news. There's going to be a lot of 3 and 4 guys in lineups from Toronto today. And there's going to be a lot of pros that take advantage of that, building their systems, building their groups into their optimizers, and getting a lot of 3 and 4 Raptors on some of these teams, and they're going to be able to take advantage if it goes well. Sal, here's my DK line. Anthony, yeah, what do you think? I mean, I'm not going to give you any advice on your entire DK line. If, like, you want advice on Patreon, there's, like, a coaching call type thing you can sign up for. It's here. If you want advice, you guys can go to that, schedule it. We can reach out to me. But in terms of, like, looking at your past lineups and teaching you how to get better, where you made mistakes and how to utilize different things. But in terms of, like, your guys' full lineups, I just can't do that right now. Feelings on DeRozan. Yeah, Cooper, what's going on, Tayshawn? Not on DeRozan, but I think he's a great play today. I was going to be on DeRozan a good amount, trying to get him to lineups with Jokic until we got the Lowry news. I think I project Lowry and DeRozan to be right next to each other, and I like Lowry more because he's a point guard and he's obviously cheaper. Oh, you meant JaMychal Green, not Jeff. Okay, yeah, JaMychal Green, $3,400 is cheap today. I'm not on him, but he's in that range of just dart throws, I guess. I would categorize him as dust, though. What about in the showdown? Who would be a better at MVP? Honestly, Anthony, I'm really not playing showdown today, so I can't say who would be better in MVP, Rudy Gay or DeRozan. I'd imagine it's DeRozan, especially in the NBA. You want to get the highest projected guy in that spot as often as you can, just because the point differences between some of these higher scoring guys, like DeRozan can go for 60 today, which would be 90 in the showdown. Rudy Gay is probably never going to touch 60 with Aldridge and DeRozan on the court. He'll probably never really touch above 40 to 45. So just in terms of that, yeah, I'd go with DeRozan. Are the Magic the only team today fighting for a playoff spot? I'm not sure, Louis. I'm honestly not sure. I mean, definitely not the Clippers. Toronto, I mean, fighting for one? Yeah, so Toronto's already in, yeah. Toronto's already in. Denver's going to be already in. New York's definitely not in there. Sacramento, I don't know where they stand in the playoff race. So, yeah, I mean, probably. Worried about the Spurs blowout. Yeah, so, Robert, I never factor blowouts in. This is something that a lot of people in the industry talk about. If I'm worried about the Spurs blowout, every single line today is about 8.5 or 9. So you got to worry about every game blowing out. So then you're not going to play any players from any game. So it makes no sense for today's slate. But just in general, I don't think it makes any sense because if you're worried about the Spurs blowout over the Knicks, in a game where they could rest players tonight, then you're going to be avoiding some of these value plays in the Knicks game. You're going to potentially be avoiding Dennis Smith Jr., who I think is a shaky play, but a good tournament play. It just doesn't seem viable at all, really. 145 people in here. If you guys could hit that thumbs up button, I greatly appreciate it. I will just say that if you want my projections in the Discord, we have a Discord. It's free, so down below in the description, go to it. You can hit up the Discord, join. It's a ton of fun. But if you're also not subscribed yet here, please hit that subscribe button in the little corner, like right here by my face. Helps me out a ton, helps me reach more people, build just this community, which has been incredible. And if you want my projections for NBA, which have been out now for 3 days, you can go over to Patreon. There's a link down below as well. It's literally right at the top of the description. I believe it should be. Yeah, it is. And then you go to this page, and right here, you can just join. You just have to sign up with a Discord. If you already have one, you just integrate it through that. So yeah, no new news, right? Subscribe. Thank you all, gems. Thank you for subscribing. I appreciate that. Yeah, if you subscribe like just now, this is your first time ever seeing me or your first time subscribing, let me know. I definitely want to thank you guys. What do we got here? Bertans, Sean says. Yeah, I mean, Bertans is decent value. He should see a couple more minutes today. But again, I just can't get a lot of that game. I'm not getting it. Derek White, another Sean Collins, this one is. Derek White, yeah, I don't hate it, but just off of that reaction in general, I think there's a lot better spots. I think the value today is at the bigs, potentially at the small forward, depending on where we're going to see starting for Toronto. But I think the value today is clearly at the bigs. I think the point guard is where I want to be paying up for outside of Jokic. You do a really great job. Appreciate it. Thank you, Cash. Yeah, I appreciate all you guys. This is awesome. I mean, second time going live, first time on YouTube before these locks. So having 150 people in here is absolutely incredible. That's just great reach. So thank you guys so much. This is exactly what I'm gonna do, is just talk to you guys. Gallinari or Gordon? Yeah, so I would have been all over Gordon, and I have to look at this within the next 30 minutes. I'm gonna look at my lines in probably about 5 minutes quickly. But Gordon's now starting at the 3, where we like people starting at the 4. So in ranking order, I like people starting at the 5, depending on the player, the 1, the point guard, and then the 4, the power forward. Gordon starting at the 3 scares me a little bit, but I think the rotations will make him get a good amount of time at the 4, but just 5 less minutes at the 4 could be a little sketchy. But also maybe he gets some more shots and it's just not Vooch. So it can go either way there. I like Gordon better. But Gallinari should get to start at the 4 if that helps. What's going on, Kuno? What's going on? What do we got? Any interest in Orlando build of Vooch, Gordon, and Fournier? Yeah, I think that's fine. I think that's fine. If you're going to run that, I'd run it in a GPP, not cash. I think if you're going against Jokic today in terms of not playing him in cash, you're playing with a lot of fire. The man's going to come in around 80 to 90% owned, and that's just bad leverage to be on the other side of, because very likely he's going to go for 60-plus points today, or at least 50-plus, and I'm not sure if Vooch even gets there. So that's a GPP type play. Make sure. Siakam and Aldridge or DeRozan and Ibaka. That's a good one. That's a real good one. I'm going to go Siakam and Aldridge just because I like Aldridge starting at the 5. But that's a good one. Like everyone like. Yeah, thank you guys. Everybody like it for sure. Like this video. It helps me out a ton. Is there ever success in going against the chalk? Yeah, Anthony, for sure. If you're entering one lineup today, you should be going against the chalk. You're never going to win. If you're entering one lineup today in that big GPP, which I'm assuming a lot of people like to enter the GPPs, but watch my content selection videos and all that, you should probably take a different approach. But if you're liking, yep, the Discord chat's great. Come on over. Thank you, Dale. But yeah, Anthony, I'll answer that question quick. If you're entering 1 to 3 lineups today, it makes sense. But today, again, Jokic, I don't know if you get away from him. It's tough, like perfect matchup. But it makes sense to fade a guy who's going to be 80% on the slate like this, because what if he gets injured? We don't want injuries to happen. What if he gets injured? What if he gets in foul trouble? Then you're just completely in great leverage with Vooch or whoever you might have started in those center spots instead. So yeah, there's always value in fading the chalk. Fading good chalk can be very scary, but if it's highly owned in terms of 80+%, then yeah, there's leverage there for sure, and it makes a lot of sense. There's always leverage. There's always reason to fade the chalk. In cash, it becomes a little more risky because then everybody has the leverage on you in that situation if it does well. So yeah, I think that going against the chalk is fine. Just make sure you're doing it right. Jalen's a sneaky pick. Yeah, Cooper, I think you're absolutely right. I'm very curious to see what this 3:30 lineup looks like, and we're going to get it soon. Thank God it's the first game, so we're going to get this line soon. Everybody's waiting on this Toronto line, and I'm hoping it drops in the next couple of minutes instead of at, like, I don't know, 3:27 or something. Yeah, make sure to hit the subscribe button. Thank you for subscribing. I appreciate that. If I come off Lowry to Siakam, I can get Joker. Is it good? I mean, I don't know what the rest of your lineup looks like, but yeah, if you can do that, especially in cash, yeah. So is Lynn a good play? So Lynn's a good play for me if he's starting. Right now at 4,400, I would like to get to him in my main line, but I can't. There's not enough money there, and I don't want to come off of some other pieces. But yeah, I would say that Lynn's a good play, but more so if he starts. I probably wouldn't put him in your cash lineups, or at least try and prioritize that. If he just somehow lands in there at 4,400 on DK, fine. I'm going OG with Kawhi news. Sorry, I could barely say that. So OG's a terrible basketball player, but if he starts today, he should see, either way, he should see around 28 minutes. If he starts, maybe upwards of 30. Yeah, OG is a very bad basketball player, but he's what, 30? Is he $3,400 today? Which is ridiculous. And if he starts, again, I don't know if I want this, but he's $3,400. Yeah, I think he's fine to throw a dart with. In terms of a tournament, he might be a little more high owned than what he can actually provide for you. So yeah, OG and cash seems fine. OG or Power, depends on who is starting. Yeah, exactly. I can't really say much on that. It depends on who is starting. They're both kind of dust, but I like Powell a little more, especially if he starts. I'm building around Orlando. They're currently in 9th, 1 game behind Charlotte. Yeah, I wouldn't take playoff races into account right now. I mean, we have what 3 months until the playoffs start, whatever it is, 2 months until the playoffs start. Them being one game out of the playoff race at this point isn't going to give them extra wind in their sails. Sure, they want to win their games, but this isn't like a week before the playoffs where they're going to be going all out to get into there. There's not that much urge right now, so I think that it makes sense to try and go playoff scenario. But I think in general, like when you're closer, but not right now. Haven't heard Jamal Murray. Your thoughts? Yeah, I think Jamal Murray is better in GPPs, but his price allows you to get him in cash and to feel comfortable about him, especially with his projected minutes around 32-ish today for me, 33 maybe even. Yeah, I think he's a fine play. Murray's going to drop buckets. Yeah, Murray's gonna be fine today. I don't think he'll be anything spectacular, but 30 to 35 fantasy points is what you're hoping to get out of him. I think he can get there. If you have to pick one, forget the price. Joker Vucevic GPP. So you're telling me to forget the price on Jokic and Vooch. Do you also want me to forget the ownership? If we're forgetting the ownership, it's Jokic by a mile. If we're not, it's Jokic by a mile. That's how good I feel about Jokic today. It's just tough for me to get away from that. Aldridge bounce back? I mean, maybe. I'm not on Aldridge, but I think he's in a great spot. I think he should be getting a 40 burger plus today. That's how my projections have him right now. What do you think of IT as a dart throw? I hate it. I'll be honest with you. 15 minutes isn't going to get me anywhere in a cash game at all and in a tournament. 15 minutes, if he even gets a point and a half per minute, he's getting you 22 fantasy points, and that's if he goes off. I don't like it. What do we got here? Who's your lock of the night, Spencer says. Jokic. It's Jokic, without a doubt. I'm new. Which GPP or cash? Andy, great question. Which GPP or cash? I have a video all on that. So definitely watch it. It's helped a lot of people. You just have to scroll down. I have a DFS strategy playlist on YouTube, and that's one of them in there. There's not a lot, so you can find it pretty easily. Cash is just like 50-50s or head-to-heads. It's any tournament or it's any game, not tournament, game mode or contest where it's 50% of the field get paid pretty much. Double ups are somewhat in that range, but head-to-heads and cash, they're very less risk but less reward. And then GPPs are guaranteed prize pools. Those are the big tournaments that you're playing in with 150 max and only 18 to 20 to 25% of the field gets paid. Thoughts on SGA? Thoughts on SGA, he says. Who is SGA? Am I missing that? Can you clarify who is SGA? I must just be totally just blanking on who that is, maybe. Is it Gilchrist? Oh, it's got to be Gilchrist Alexander, right? $4,000, yeah, he's going to start the point guard position. He's going to be very low owned, I'd imagine, today, just because people are going a lot of other ways. I think he's a sneaky play. I think he's definitely a sneaky play. He has that 40-point upside, has that 30-point potential. Yeah, I think he's a sneaky play. That's a good point there, Lou. AJ says Jokic and Gordon or Vooch and Lou Will. What's the game mode? If it's cash, it's Jokic and Gordon for me. If it's a GPP, I'd take a flyer if you're entering multiple or just a few lineups with Vooch and Lou Will. Ross, Isaac, or Fournier, I can never decide. Yeah, all those guys are in the same category, right? I would have said Fournier an hour ago, but now that Isaac is starting at the 4, I'd go Isaac. Thanks a lot. You got it, Andy. Favorite shooting guard and small forward? I don't know. Let's go over there. Shooting guard and small forward? Small forward, I mean, today it's going to be probably Gordon because he's technically starting at the small forward. He's eligible there no matter what, though. So for me, it's Gordon, and this is taking into account in a lot of things, right? Obviously, if there's no price, we're not taking into account, then it's going to be DeRozan. I think it's Gordon for me. Shooting guards, favorite shooting guard today, again, taking price into account, is probably Lou Will. Yeah, Gilchrist Alexander, yeah, definitely. Shia, yeah, UK all day. Yeah, for sure. Lowry or Murray? Thanks, Al. You got it, AJ. Lowry or Murray? It's Lowry by a mile for me in all formats. What do we got here? We got 25 minutes. I'm on my other laptop. I'm just going to try and make these lineups work. And let's do this, actually, so I can work it on this laptop. Let's go to chat. There we go. So now I can actually see you guys chatting. And it should pop up. Actually, no, it's not going to pop up. This isn't going to work. I have this integrated for Twitch right now, so all good. I got to just set up YouTube to go to that. Yeah, so keep asking questions, guys. Again, if you're not subscribed yet, please hit the subscribe button. There's like 150 people in here right now on this live stream. There's been a ton of fun answering as many questions as I can for you guys. I'm going to try and build now on this lineup. Any Knicks tonight? Yeah, I mean, Mitchell Robinson's in play for the Knicks. Noah Vonleh's in play. I mean, there's a lot of Knicks in play. If we're talking DK, it probably goes my interest levels for cash. Mitchell Robinson, number 1. Noah Vonleh, number 2. And then it just gets all crappy. DSJ is definitely very sketchy for me. Once Moutier came back, DSJ didn't touch the floor for the last 20 minutes in the last game. No foul trouble, no blowout potential. Dotson got a little bit hot, but not really. So I was very concerned with that. I don't want to be playing that or playing around with that. In GPPs, of course, you can throw it in there. Knicks backcourt thoughts. Yeah, the Knicks backcourt, it's just a mess, right? So I'm not really sure what I feel about that, to be honest with you. I just DSJ is just what I talked about, right? Allen is not in the NBA. Make sure you guys know that. Kadeem Allen is not in the NBA right now. He's in the G League. So that's Dotson easily for me. Harrell or Aldridge for the night slate? Aldridge. Gasol starting before Ibaka. Is that true? Did we get Gasol starting over Ibaka? Oh, fuck. Well, burn it all to the ground. I got 20 minutes to change this friggin' main lineup. OG will start. So we got OG starting and Gasol over Ibaka. Well, that sucks. Oh, we got a lot to change, gang. Gasol's only a center, right? Yeah. All right, I'm going to have to work on these lineups. I got 20 minutes. I'm going to try and finish out the rest of these. Gasol starting. Did Gary Harris get questions skipped? Is he playing tonight? And if so, how many minutes? Gary Harris, I don't know. He should be playing around like 22 minutes probably. I could actually look exactly at how many. Let's go over here. These are the projections. You won't see how many points I'm projecting for, but you can see minutes. Gary Harris, I projected for about 25 minutes today, give or take. I got to fix these lines, guys. I have Siakam in my main line. Or not Siakam, Ibaka in my main line, so I'm going to have to change that. Anobe is starting. Murray or White? Murray by far. Would you stack DSJ and Moutier in an FD main GPP? You can do it. I wouldn't. Random, how long have you been playing FanDuel Draftkings? Draftkings, technically, I've been playing since, like, freshman year of high school, which has been, like, 6 years now. Actually, like, really looking into it about a year and a half, like trying and bankroll and all that. Play Mitchell in the utility spot in case DJ plays so we can swap out for any other player. Yeah, I don't think DJ is going to play, but yeah, it makes sense. Danny Green with no Kawhi, yay or nay? Yeah, I think he gets a bump. Yep, what else are you doing with your lineup? I'd have to go with Jokic. I got to fix these lines, guys. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I gotta, so I'm gonna have to look away from the comments. Actually, I'll pull them up on this screen. You're just gonna see the YouTube screen, which is fine, but at least I can get the comments in here. Oh, damn. This is why the live before the late news is a little rough. Just because I don't have a great setup. If I had multiple monitors, I could be changing my lineups as I talk to you guys, but it's just not possible. So Raptors lineup is Lowry, Green, and OG, I'm not even going to try and pronounce his last name, Siakam and Gasol. Gasol definitely messes that up a little bit. Petty Miles or Bryn Forbes from the Spurs. Both are buns, to be honest with you, but it's got to be Bryn Forbes, I guess. Cornet or Vonleh? I got to see the starting lineup. I'm going to go with Vonleh, though. Damn. So we really just got that news, huh? That really messes up Siakam. I mean, I imagine he still gets the minutes, but I don't want to play a chalk, 50+% owned guy who's going to be on the bench today. Starting on the bench, at least. Damn, so what are we going to do here? Do we go Marc Gasol, who's going to have limited minutes against Vooch? That doesn't seem great. We're not limited minutes, but maybe not as much upside. Yeah, I'm not going Gasol. I'm not getting fooled by that, to be honest with you. But now Siakam becomes a better play by far, I think, than Ibaka. I wouldn't lock in Gasol. Thank you, man. Yeah, you got it. Also buns, for sure. So locking Gasol, yeah, I wouldn't. I would not lock in Gasol. I mean, the price point is great, right? That's what you guys want. The price point is great, but it makes you have to come off of Jokic or Robinson, who are going to be very highly chalked today. Gives you bad leverage then in a cash game. I think you can try. Yeah, who's your daddy? Let me know. Are you in the group from Patreon? Because I need to implement you. Yeah, Gasol, I have to think about this. We got 20 minutes to think. I'm not on it right now, just because I'm not coming off of Jokic in my main line. But Gasol offers obviously great GPP upside, probably decent cash upside, but I'm just not sure I can get there. Let's see, though. He's only 1,000 more than Mitch Robinson, actually, now that you think about it. If you could find that extra 1,000 in your lineup, it might not be the worst move to try and get there. It's just a matter of what else you can do with the lineup, right? And I don't know if I can do too much. I think Jeremy Lin's in a smash spot. Yeah, he's coming off the bench, though, so that hurts him. I was going to go with Mitch, Robinson, and Joker. Now with the Gasol news, ... Yeah, I mean, it's going to implement that. He's only $1,000 more starting at the center now over Robinson, who might not even be starting. And then if Robinson doesn't start, then it's just a complete slap in the face to not have Mitchell Robinson in the lineup or to not have Gasol for only $1,000 more. Nope, haven't made it over yet. What do you mean you haven't made it over yet? Did you go through Patreon? Because I have you in the projections group, so maybe I just have you in there by mistake. But did you? If you sign up through Patreon, let me know, Hoosier. Not all chalk is good chalk. Not at all. Not at all. Toronto has a lot of mouths to feed. Yeah, they do. Aaron Gordon for cash or GPP. I think he's fine in both. More so GPP, but I think he's fine in both. So with Gordon, who's Ibaka in play, Sal? Yeah, Ibaka's still in play. I mean, he's not going to just get reduced to 20 minutes. He's just going to come off the bench. Playing with the second team, maybe it's a little bit better for him. I just don't think you can rely on 33 minutes now out of Ibaka, which is definitely scary. What's going on? Jump right in. Orlando isn't bad versus setters. Tread lightly. Yeah, I agree. They're not bad versus centers at all. I agree completely. Gasol news, they're actually really good against centers. Gasol news makes Ibaka or Siakam better. It makes Siakam better because he's starting. But I think, and if anything, it's going to lower potentially Ibaka's ownership a little bit, which I do like. I'm going to try and mess around with this lineup here. We also don't know what Gasol does on this starting team with this unit because I don't even think we have a sample with Gasol starting in. No, we don't, with Gasol starting and Leonard out. So you're kind of just messing around there a little bit. I think I might just stay put on Ibaka here. I mean, reacting to news is always great, especially when it's 20 minutes before lock because you can get leverage. But in terms of cash, I might really just stay on Ibaka here. What did I just have this line at? Okay. Oh, yeah, we could do that too. I'm looking at what I can do here. I think I'm staying on Ibaka. If it doesn't work out, oh well, but I'm fine staying on Ibaka. I think, if anything, he'll lose 3 minutes or whatever, but his price makes it okay. I'll have to check the rankings before. Oh, and here comes the Gasol in tiers. Yeah, I don't know what tier he's in, so I'd have to know. What's your name on DK? It's SallyBoy96. What was your thoughts on Barton? I think a lot of people are high on Barton today. Yeah, he'll probably see around 26 minutes. Actually, I think I have him at 27 minutes. So that's fine, but I'm not on him. I don't see the upside there. But I'm trying to think about Gasol. I don't want Gasol. I'm just trying to think about Ibaka, actually. I think Ibaka's price, though, there's not really many people more that I want in the 6,400 range. Especially, I'm not going to change anything about my lineup. Rudy Gay starting at the 4, maybe a little bit better, but I'm going to just stick with Ibaka here. Coming off the bench is a little worrisome, but as of right now, I'm going to stick to it, but I got 15 minutes to think. 2-hour spread between games kind of screwed you on the late swap today. Does it screw you on the late swap, or does it make it better? Sean Casey, I feel like that makes it better. OG a good play? I would say no. I think OG's terrible, but it's well. Let's actually say that in real life he's an awful basketball player. At $3,400, if he gets you up to another tier or if he gets you up to another big player, then put him in there if you feel good about it. Dotson from New York or Bill Mills from San Antonio? Well, I think Dotson's going to start, so I'd go Dotson, but that's very thin as well. OG had 33 DK points, tier 5. Yeah, the hard truth. He had 33 DK points. Does that mean he's going to get it every single day? No. OG's not a good basketball player. Tell me what he did the games before that. Because you could pinpoint one game, but what's that supposed to do for you if he's not consistently doing that? Because I see him having, in the other games when we had Kawhi out, 19 points, 9 points, 12 points. That's not great. You can key in on the 33, but that's also why people lose, because of recency bias. Last time he was out. Yeah, last time he was out. I mean, Kawhi's been out like 5 times over the past month, and he hasn't cracked 20 points in any game but one. So, I mean, if you're playing the odds there on recency bias, the odds aren't in your favor. So, obviously, you can go for 30 today, but that's not because he went for 33 last time. Not at all. Siakam over Harrell? Yeah, I'd go Siakam over Harrell if you can get there. 152 people. Damn, that's a new record for the live streaming on YouTube. Guys, if you're not following me on Twitch yet, down below, follow me on Twitch and make sure to get in the Discord. We'll be chatting throughout the day, late swaps. I'll throw in, once the first game locks, my projections so you can get a taste of them. And you guys can see right here, actually, where this says $1. I did it myself. I paid $1 that YouTube will take 60% of or whatever. This is Super Chat, so if at any point you feel the need to donate, you could just click the little $sign here. You click Super Chat, and then you can donate. It'll pin your comment, whatever it might be. But yeah. You the man, Sal. Now you the man, Monty. Channel steady rising. Yeah, the channel has been rising, and that's thanks to you guys. So thank you guys so much. I mean, value-wise, Vinley doesn't start, then I'd want Millsap, but it'll be too late. Yeah, exactly. That makes sense. Yeah, it's tough. Siakam over Harrell. Yes. Favorite price value of the day. Price value of the day. I mean, if you're going like low or point per dollar. If we're going point per dollar, it's probably Lowry. Or actually, it's probably Jokic, honestly. 10-2 is just a ridiculous price on him. But if you're going value, like trying to dig deep, I don't really like a lot of the value, but it's probably Robinson right now based on what we know. Jay Green or OG? Probably OG there. DJ Augustine smash spot with back-to-back point guard Briscoe out. DJ Augustine smash spot is never a thing. No, that is never a thing. Although last time he was on a small game slate, I think he did fine. All right, gang. I think for the last 10 minutes, I'm going to end this stream. I got to figure out what I'm doing with my lineups. I can do it on stream, though, if you guys are fine with that. If you guys are fine with me, like, looking at my screen and just chatting here and there, but I got to concentrate for 10 minutes. I mean, I think I got it. We think we got it. Right now, we're playing 3 Raptors, gang. Which 3, though? Ibaka or Harrell. Ibaka going to the bench hurts, but I don't think Harrell will start on. Will he start? No, he probably won't. Is Zubac starting at the 5? I'd go Harrell there. Does Vooch have a tougher matchup now that Gasol is starting? That's a good point. Yes, he does. Good luck, everybody. Yes, do it. What about IT? IT is, thank you, man. Yeah, you got it, Chris Hogan. IT is a very bad play today. Now, if he goes and plays 20 minutes, which he's not projected to, and he goes 2 fantasy points per minute and scores 40 points, don't come back in here and it's like, I didn't play, you didn't say to play IT. If you want to play him, play him. I'm just telling you that. If you consider playing guys who play 14 minutes a game and their upside at 14 minutes a game, if they ball out, is like 22 to 23 fantasy points, if you do that all the time, you're not going to win long term. If you want to take a dart throw today and try and do it, go for it on a 3-game slate in a GPP, not cash. But I wouldn't. Those are both really thin. I'd go Vonleh just because I don't want 2 guys from the same team if they're both values. I have 4 Raptors. Yeah, 4 Raptors is fine, I think. Grant, Lynn, Trier. Okay, that's your whole line tonight for me. Best of luck. Mills or Lynn? That's actually one spot I can go. Not Mills or Lynn. Is coming off of this man for this man. Ugh, this just feels so dirty. Mills or Lynn? Lynn. Shooting guard is weak spot by far today, so who's your top 3? Oh, this is late. Top 3 at shooting guard? I mean, are we talking no salary? Or I really don't know. I don't ever like playing shooting guards. It's probably Lou Will, DeRozan, and then Fournier for me, and then Murray right behind him. Well, yeah, Murray counts at both. Does Gordon play any backup center? And good luck. He's usually on the court without Vooch, so sometimes I think he gets very sparingly minutes there, though. Malik Beasley will start. Will remain in the starting lineup. Okay. DeRozan, Murray, or Lowry and Lou on DK. Is it a GPP or is it cash? I like Lowry and Lou. DeRozan a little overpriced on FanDuel, in my opinion. Yeah. I haven't really looked too much, but I think so. All right. Please hit that thumbs up, that thumbs up button. Please hit that subscribe button, gang. I'm going to go look at my lineups for the last 10 minutes. So thank you. I'm happy I could help here. Before you leave, hit the subscribe button. Help me out a little bit. We're almost hitting 3,000 subs, so that'd be great. Thank you guys so much. I'm going to peace out. Peace and best of luck. Get in the Discord. We'll chat.